There's something brand new in the Byward Market, and if you're coming down here and you're looking for your usual street food, you're going to find that, and some of the great usual places that you will find down here in the market, but there is something brand new. It's the Lowertown Brewery. We're going to go check it out. This is Kyle with a very fancy last name. What is it? I love it.
Kyle Mortimer Prue.
That's cool. Did you ever get picked on in school?
All the time.
Awesome. You're the guy who's the main brains in the operation here in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the place that we're in today. Not only the awesome just ambiance that you have when you come in here, the Lowertown, it really feels like you're a little bit in Lowertown, like back in history, but what do you guys do here in the kitchen specifically?
So in the kitchen, we're looking at a really rustic, straightforward type of cuisine. We're focusing on Canadiana. We're very meat-based, so we do our own brisket, corned beef, smoked turkey, smoked pork belly. We do all this stuff in-house. We focus on supporting the local economy. We make our own craft beer in-house as well.
Nice.
So really, it's just about, we're a Lowertown, this is what we're about. Straightforward Canadian food, and it's comforting, it's hearty. We want people to come in, linger, drink a lot of beer, and just eat the food.
I like your theories already. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Whenever you do come here, is there a specific dish that you are personally fond of?
I'm a big fan of our brisket and our corned beef right now. I mean, just nice. We smoke it for about 6 hours, and then we finish it in the oven by braising it after brining it for 24 hours. It comes out really nice, tender, a little bit of fattiness in it, and it's really just so delectable. We can either shave it, serve it on a platter, or we throw it onto a freshly made bread that comes in every day fresh with some different garnishes, and it's delicious.
So you now being the, is it fair to call you the fearless leader back here?
Yeah, sure, of course. I'm fearless.
What's the one thing that you're looking to maybe add to the menu down the road if you had your way with the kitchen?
You know, we've only been open about a month so far,
right.
And as we get our feet under us a little bit more, I'm going to be bringing a lot more specials. I'm going to go really rustic, more terrines, like potted fish terrines, some nice rustic pork terrines with some nuts in there, some seeds. Serve some homemade mustards on the side, some fresh bread, like just simple little bits that you'll order multiple plates and you can share them amongst friends and just have really direct, flavorful food that's fresh. We don't even have a freezer here, so everything is fresh as we go.
Okay, you talked about the beer, you talked about the food. I'd like to have a little bit of both, please. Is that
no problem.
Possible?
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Awesome.
Let's take care of it.
Let's go make some food and maybe drink a little bit of beer.
Yeah, careful with that, eh? Watch where you're putting that one.
I'm very impressed by the collection of knives you have here, Kyle. So do you have one of these at home?
I do, actually. I have one at home that is left over from my days in school. So.
Do you ever just sit on your balcony and just do this?
I sit there with a strop and I just kind of slowly, you know, finesse the edge, and I stare at the neighbor across the alleyway and I just look at them, right?
See, when you come here to the Lowertown Brewery, you can actually just sit here and watch Kyle and his entire staff work, and if they make eye contact with you the whole time while using the knife, it kind of freaks you out just a little bit. So let's get off the knives. Let's talk about the food that we're actually going to make. So what's first up for us today?
So I want to show you first is the butcher platter. The butcher platter showcases our signature. It's our focus. We're showcasing 5 different types of our meats that we do in-house with 2 of our sides, and it's intended for a small family or 2 hungry guys to come in and just plow through it. A 1/4 pound of brisket, corned beef, sausage, a half chicken, and porchetta, and a 1/4 pound of porchetta as well.
So you could almost call it Noah's Ark.
A little bit, yeah, 2 of each animal is on there, right?
All right, okay. So where do we start? What do we do first?
So essentially what we do, I already have the sausage on the griddle, just getting a nice sear on it. We're going to start with our porchetta.
Now what is this exactly?
So porchetta is an Italian roast. What we have done for this is we have a pork loin, boneless pork loin on the inside, wrapped with pork belly around it that we've brined for 24 hours. We make a nice herb mix that goes in the center here with fennel, chilies, black peppercorns, oregano, parsley, and we rub it in, and then we roast it for about 4 hours at a low temperature.
And all the herbs and all that stuff that's on the inside, it looks...
so that's all in here. So really rustic. We don't mind it coming apart a little bit. You can see the belly and you can see the loin in the center. And this is what we want. It's rustic, like I said. It doesn't have to be perfectly finessed on the plate.
Right.
We want it to taste good. So we weigh all of our meats when we cut them because we want to make sure that our guests are getting the correct portions. So that's a 1/4 pound of porchetta. So we're going to set that up.
Wow.
And we're going to put the rest of this aside. Okay. And this is a dish that we need to move reasonably quick for because we don't want the food to get cold as we're plating it.
Right, so all the meat that you are serving is warm.
Oh, it is. We keep it nice and hot.
So it's not a cold cut that you would just get from the store.
This is our corned beef. So we're going to cut off another 1/4 pound of this. And you can see the nice fat running through it.
Yeah.
Fat is flavor. You want fat in your slow roasted meats like that.
I've said that to a couple ex-girlfriends.
So I'm going to set the corned beef there. Now what I'd like to do, I'm going to give you the next one. I'm going to give you the brisket.
All right, I get to use a giant knife.
And you're going to cut it, okay?
All right.
So I'll pull it out for you.
Look at everybody back away, all the staff run in fear. Or not really. They know I can't hurt them. I have tiny arms.
You're a righty? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a righty.
So you want to get a nice cross-section of the whole thing. Let the knife do the work, though. You're going to slice it.
Okay.
And just gently press down to let it...
Where's the hospital from here, by the way? Is that like,
you're pretty close? You're pretty close. I'm going to grab the sausage.
He's grabbing the sausage.
I'm sorry?
He's grabbing.
Okay.
He's good. Sorry. Oh, you're back.
It's all good. I just pulled the sausage
okay?
off. The sausage we're going to throw on here next to the corned beef.
This is okay?
So it looks like it's probably going to be a little bit big, so we weigh it. So that's about double what we're looking for.
All right, bad cut by Tom. Okay, so we just slice it in half?
Yeah, cut it right about halfway there.
Okay, watch your fingers.
Yeah.
Watch your fingers.
I'm backing away from you.
Good, perfect, good for you.
Okay, so we'll reweigh it. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. So we slice this here. We're just going to throw this other 1/4 pound out of the way for a guest, actually. Someone that's paying for it, not like you guys.
Oh, freeloaders,
These freeloaders here, right?
All right, all right.
So we'll throw the brisket aside. So now what we're going to do, we have to do a half chicken with it as well, okay?
Okay.
Now this is okay. We just wipe this all down.
Do you ever lick the cutting board?
Well, only when customers aren't looking.
Perfect.
Right?
Well, that's good. That's ideal.
No.
By the way, I totally licked the cutting board when you were over there. No,
it's okay. They told me that you'd like to do that, so I'm going to switch cutting boards now, okay? That's why we set up two, just for you.
Oh, this one's Tom's. We know he won't touch it.
So now what we're looking for is we have our nice rotisserie chicken that we do in-house.
Mm-hmm.
So we stagger our cooking process of these so that they're fresh throughout the day. As you can see, there's actually a few that are almost ready there just to get our dinner service started.
Right. Do you put any special herbs or any kind of seasoning?
So we do a seasoning mix. We do onion, garlic, paprika, salt and pepper. And then we just rub it into the skin. And we rotisserie for about an hour and 45 minutes is what we're looking at for it, okay? Nice. So the easy way to cut this, well, the easy way for me, I don't know about other people.
Probably not for me.
Maybe not.
Go ahead.
So I'm just going to cut right through the breastbone, like that. And then you cut on either side of the backbone. Okay? So now you have a nice half chicken.
So you made that look really easy. That's impressive.
It is pretty easy. I mean, doesn't everyone do it like that at home? Or? And then all we'll do to really help the guest experience along, we're going to take out some of these bones. So I just took out part of the rib cage, just a little bit. Okay.
You ever thought about being a surgeon?
Yeah.
I got a lower vertebrae problem. Could you help me with the knife after? You could just maybe kind of dig it out.
And then the other thing we do, we just gently separate the dark and the white meat, so that we can. Just help the guest along once again.
Right.
Like I said, we want our. This is intended for people to share, so this way now they can rip apart the drumstick and just eat it like cavemen or whatever they want.
Yeah.
So what we're missing now, there's two things. One is I am missing my brush that's supposed to belong here. Hey, where's my brush gone, guys? Like you said, things happen on the TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we just have a light chicken stock that I've turned into a glaze, and this is just to help finish the meat. It gives it a nice little bit of moisture, so you can see it.
Very
just
nice.
Really adds a bit to it.
Do you ever use that in the tanning bed?
All the time.
That's how you get that nice rich color. You look like you were made out of nice rich mahogany. It's amazing. He smells like wood as well.
Well, that's just the manliness coming through, right? So what we're going to do now, we're just going to set this under the heat lamp. Which, watch this. That's just kind of cool, right? Keep it nice and warm. And I'm just going to throw some sauces together for this. So all of our sauces are made in-house.
Yep.
We have a Brisket Jus.
Very nice.
So this isn't like made from powder or anything like that. Right. So we set that next to the brisket.
How long would it take you to make something like that?
Start to finish, we're looking at about 8 hours. And I'm just going to keep walking back and forth.
Yeah.
Start to finish, you're looking at about 8 hours or so. You have to make the stock and then we cool it. The next day we'll finish making the sauce itself. So a nice chicken gravy. Once again, we make it in-house. We make a chicken stock. We thicken it, and it's ready to go after that.
So now, you've got all your meats, you've got your sauce, and then basically now you're just going to be finishing the plate?
Yeah, so now we're just adding our last two sauces, and we serve it with a couple sides, which are...
This would be a mustard that you've got here?
That's a mustard, and this is a salsa verde.
Okay.
And I have two sides ready to go right here.
You know, you move fairly quickly.
You have to.
Yeah. Not like me. I like things nice and slow and deliberate.
And now it's done. That's a butcher platter.
So that's technically for 2 hungry guys or a small group of people?
Or a small army. Depends on how big the midgets are.
You did say you had short arms.
It's true.
Yeah, like little T-Rex arms.
So we just did a kale salad and a potato salad with it.
Perfect. There you go. Wow. And that's ready to go. And I'm ready to eat.
Sounds good. Enjoy.
So we've done an entire platter that's pretty much all meat. Are we continuing with the meat theme?
Yeah, totally.
But this
is a different one, okay? So what we have here is our in-house smoked and confit pork belly.
Wow.
So it comes about this big, the whole length of this board. When it comes in, we brine it for 48 hours in water, sugar, salt, and a bunch of different spices. And that helps give it some flavor, stay nice and tender. After that, we'll take it out and we smoke it for 6 hours. And then we braise it for about another 3 or 4 until it's nice and fully cooked. So this is what a slab of it looks like, and now I'm just going to cut it down for a sandwich.
Now I have a quick question. So when it comes into this massive piece,
yeah.
Do you ever take one home with you, watch soap operas, and cry yourself to sleep while you eat it?
Not the soap operas part.
Ah.
Everything else is pretty accurate.
Infomercials.
Yeah.
You look like an infomercial kind of guy. Like the ShamWow or whatever it is these days.
So we like to cut it pretty thick. We give about 6 ounces. So for you, I'm going to give a little bit more, just because you look hungry,
skinny.
you know?
Yeah.
So once again, though, we do weigh it, just to make sure that we're not losing our shirt on this. Yeah, so I gave you another 30%, just to make sure that you're
now
full.
with 30% more, Tom's sandwich.
So what we do, we sear it, okay? So the inside's nice and rich and luscious and fatty, and we're going to get a nice crisp exterior on it.
Right.
Heat it up, nice and crisp, so you have a nice exterior, nice soft, rich interior, and we're good to go.
Would you call something like this basically highbrow bacon? Or is it a little bit more...
A little different. Nowadays, it's become very hip to have pork belly on your menu in general.
Right.
It started as one of those cheaper cuts. It starts off as bacon, or sorry, it starts off as the same cut of meat, and then one process turns it into bacon, and one process turns it into pork belly, okay? So this is our bread. We bring in our bread fresh every day from a place in Ottawa called Bagel Bagel. And this is our white dynamite loaf. We also have a whole wheat bread that we do.
Does it ever explode?
No, not yet at least.
I was concerned. You've got knives, explosive buns.
Watch your back for a second. So we're just going to gently warm it up. Okay?
That's hot.
And my apron's going to come off briefly because I just
this show just picked up a little bit.
It's turning PG-13, or rated R.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to fix this because we have time. Like, it's cooking. It doesn't really matter.
This is nice, by the way, this apron.
Yeah, so these are medium rare chef aprons. They're all canvas and leather, and
fashion.
They're hot, actually. They're really hot.
They look rather warm.
Like,
it doesn't look
thick,
like it breathes
right?
at all. This is thick.
No, it's like wearing one of the other chefs says it's like wearing a pair of jeans on your chest. So when you're standing here in front of the burner, like, the cooks actually aren't a big fan of it.
Yeah, it looks like do you remember the overalls you had in high school? That big fad that went through for a while?
I think that our high school years were a little different.
Ah, so he's calling me old.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, so you went to a trendy high school. I went to high school in the country.
Okay, so our bread's nice and soft here. I'm going to try and not take my apron off again. So the belly's going, and that's fine. It's all about timing. So I'm going to take a nice peppercorn mayo. Nice little dose of this, okay? So we're calling this our pork belly BLT. So we're still going with the bacon, which is the belly.
Right.
The lettuce, which we do a nice Boston lettuce here. So we're just going to take it off, nice, crisp, fresh. Layer it on here. You want the texture, and you want that little bit of vegetable to cut through the fattiness, you know, nice and fresh. Okay.
So this would be what would be considered for the average man a salad.
It is, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make a really good salad because we're gonna throw 8 ounces of pork belly on it. Okay.
Right.
But remember, that's just for you. The normal person is 6 ounces.
Okay, that's good. I don't know if you're continuously insulting me or if I should be flattered at my slim figure. Although I don't know if I will be slim at the end of this show.
So I've just.
How long do you usually do that for? How long are you usually cooking that for?
It's about 4 or 5 minutes. You see the nice golden?
Right.
That's what we're looking for on both sides. So now the other thing we have are, to go with the whole massive smoking process that we do with all of our meats, we have smoked tomatoes. Why
That's
not,
a
right?
thing?
Yeah, it is now. If it wasn't before, it is now. No. So just a little bit of salt and pepper, thick cut tomato, we smoke them for about 45 minutes, okay? When you hear people say behind, it's because they don't want to burn you or stab you or anything like that.
It's fine. I prefer to be burned and stabbed. It'll be a cool scar and a great story.
That's what we talk about.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you always...
Remember the time we stabbed that guy doing the TV show? That was awesome. It was great. Yeah.
Remember him? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's died now.
So we're going to pull all this belly off.
Wow.
So we've got our nice thick cut of belly here. You can see how nice and fatty it is.
That's amazing.
Layer it on. I thought that you'd like this because it's definitely a nice meaty sandwich.
So this has kind of a sweet taste to it because of the way you've
a little
put it
bit,
together?
a little bit from the curing process and from the brine, And then we're just gonna close this one up. Like, you're looking pretty good there. Yeah. From your side, that looks good. We're gonna cut it. Clayton, can I get the poutine, please? Thank you. Look at this. I already have a plate ready to go. I'm normally not treated quite this well, but because it's going to be for TV, it's good to go. So that's our sandwich right there. That's what we're looking at. So we'll always cut it so our guests can see. And we're serving it with our butcher block poutine, which are really thick cut fries. They're baked potatoes that we then cut down into nice wedges, and we fry them till crisp. Our butcher block gravy, which has brisket and porchetta chopped up into it. Fresh cheese curds from a local farm, and then some scallions. And that's a meal.
What beer goes with that?
That one, I would personally go, because I'm not really a big dark beer fan, I would go with a lager to help cut through a little bit of the fattiness from it.
Okay, so...
But Sonny might tell you something different.
Right, so I guess we need beer and napkins, and you need to take off your apron.
Yeah, sounds good.
I've said that to a girl before, and that didn't work either.
No? Well, you know what? I'll help you out here, and we're good to go.
The confidence has soared.
All right, we're good.
Obviously, this is the Lowertown Brewery.
Yep.
So people come here for food, but they also come here for drink. And if you're talking brewery, you're talking beer. So what do you got for me today?
Yeah, so we're going to have 6 beers available in total. We're going to have 4 ales and 2 lagers.
Okay.
Right now what we have available is that we have our Lowertown Lager and our Lowertown Dark Ale, as well as a Summer Ale as well.
Nice.
Well, we'll get you to sample some.
Absolutely. He knew that I was thirsty. So whenever you're putting these beers together, is it you that's kind of sampling these to find out if it's the right kind of flavor?
No, we have our brewmaster actually who does a great job doing that.
Okay.
And the thing is, the first 2 products that we have is the idea behind the first two lines is to make it very accessible. So it's got a very broad range, very light drink, light beer.
Should I try this?
Absolutely.
Should
We'll get you to try the dark ale.
Okay. I'll
Try the whole thing.
All right.
It's a big 20-ounce sample. How is it? Refreshing, yes?
It's delightful.
Yeah.
I took a little bit too much because a
Refreshing
little bit
and
went up my nose. But it's good. That's very good. That's actually very light, very clean. It's
Exactly.
nice. Yeah.
Good.
So the other one's the dark.
It's a dark ale, yes.
I would like to personally thank Rogers TV for giving me this opportunity to drink on television. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So the dark is it like a heavy dark, or is it a more aromatic?
It's actually a light dark, which is a bit of a change because a lot of people expect such a heavier flavor for it. Again, we're trying to. This is great for people who are getting entry level into the craft beer market. We know that this is a massive segment that's starting to grow, and we want to make sure that we can get people into it, trying the beer for the first time. How's that?
Wow, that's really good. Really smooth too.
Good.
Doesn't have that bitter aftertaste you get with a lot of dark beers.
Exactly
Very nice. Excellent. So, we've got our lovely beers that I will finish as soon as the show is done. But you guys do more than beer. You guys also do cocktails.
Absolutely. Our signature cocktail is a basil bourbon sour, which is great. It's been incredibly successful with the launch of it.
I'm just going to eat some ice while you do.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're taking fresh basil. And what we do is we actually have a basil tree that we grow some of it here. We'll take about 6 leaves. And then what we do is we have our Basil Hayden bourbon from the Beam family, it's a small batch series. And we put about 1.5 ounces. And then what we'll do is we'll actually muddle the basil to infuse it into the bourbon. And what we're trying to do is we're not trying to actually rip out all the bourbon. We're trying to infuse it actually just into the actual bourbon itself, so that the basil actually has got that basil flavor.
Right. It smells really nice. It's really strong.
Oh, it's a great, it's got, basil's got a great, very distinct flavor. Basil's like the new mint. We went through this big mojito stage, and now what we're finding is we're seeing basil in a lot more, not only in culinary, but also in mixology.
I've got some in my garden. It's helping my tomatoes grow.
Oh, there you go. Then we do lemon.
I like how you pretended like you cared about the basil in my garden. A true bartender. He cares about everybody's story.
I do care. I do at the moment. Again, and then we do a brown simple syrup.
Very nice.
Cool. And then what we do is we bring it with a fresh lemon. So everything is, again, locally made. We use fresh ingredients for not only for our food, but actually all our cocktail menu as well.
Right. I like this device you have. I need to get me one of those.
It's a citrus press, actually.
Yeah. Oh, it has a name other than this device.
Which is, yes, very technical, citrus press. So again, we've got a green section for the lime and a yellow section for the lemon.
Okay.
And then what we do is we just give it a hard shake.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Cruise.
Pour it in.
Wow.
Top it off with a little bit of water. There you go.
Do I get a fancy umbrella for this?
Was that?
Do I get a fancy umbrella?
What we are going to do is garnish it properly.
Oh. No fancy umbrellas.
No.
Oh.
Not the Lowertown.
No fancy umbrellas.
We want more rustic.
All right.
And this is the basil bourbon lemonade.
Okay.
Give it a try.
Give this a shot. Do you know that you think you're trying to get me drunk? So every show, we hand out one awkward hug.
Okay.
Ready? One awkward hug. There we go.
I don't know about you, but I felt something for sure.
Yeah, your hands are really cold, by the way.
I know.
All right, there you go.
You say that to all the guys.
Lowertown Brewery, more than just beer. It's great food and some really great cocktails. Down here in the market, York Street. Come and check them out.
Thanks for dropping by.
Much. Thank you.
Take care.
Lowertown Brewery, down here in the market. You should come here and visit, not just for the beer, not just for the food, and I want to thank Kyle, and not just for the mixed drinks and the cocktails. Sonny, awesome job, but also for the awesome company like Armin right here, a friend of mine. See, you can come here to the Lowertown Brewery, meet good friends, and have a pint. Prost. There you go. It's Ottawa Eats. Thanks for tuning in. It's not a race, Armin. It's not a race. It's not a race.
That is a good finish to a story you did on
Very good finish. You're right. You're buying the next round, by the way.
I am?
Yeah.
If you stay.